this guy wouldn't come through. Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Creating amazing videos takes a lot of efforts than what so many people think. When we talk about cinematic videos, most people think of the last part, which is color grading, but there are so many things that you need to do, from setting the camera and also how you frame your shots. When you combine all these steps, at the end of the day, you come up with an amazing video, or what people call a cinematic video. In this video, I'm going to be sharing with you some of the 7 tips that I follow to create amazing videos that excite the clients that I work for, all videos that so many people appreciate when I share them. Let's get started with step number 1. This is something that so many people undermine, but it is always important before you go for any shoot, you understand your camera settings and how to use that camera. It's so unfortunate that some people don't own a camera and they have to hire cameras from their friends or even from hiring stores. When you get your camera, you need to understand your camera. And one step that I usually take on any camera, even the one I use on a daily basis, is to clear all settings and then start setting it afresh from the first setting to the last setting. So when it comes to camera settings and the camera itself, you need to master your camera settings so that you're comfortable with any camera that you're given, or you're comfortable with a certain brand of a camera, be it a Sony, be it a Blackmagic, be it a Canon camera. You need to master your camera settings and also get used to the camera that you use to create videos. Once you're comfortable with the camera you use to create videos, it will be easy every time you carry that camera to go and create videos. When we talk about color grading and the final look of the video you're going to create, or the final product of the video you're going to create, the Kelvin or the white balance affects so much the look of that final product. So for me, on all the cameras that I use, I usually set the Kelvin to 6,000 Kelvin. That is because the 6,000 Kelvin is always leaning on the warmer side. That means that my videos are going to have that warm look, and in post I can even decide to tweak it a bit to make it colder, but 6,000 Kelvin gives me a perfect look for any video that I'm going to create, be it indoors or a bit outdoors. So make sure that if you want to have amazing video, study white balance, and at the end of the day find out which white balance works out perfect for the videos or for the look you want to have in the videos you're creating for clients and the videos you're creating for yourself. Some people like to buy transitions or even to look for transitions online, but what you need to understand is that everyone is going to have access to those transitions. But for me, I decided to create in-camera transitions, and when I'm editing videos, someone will feel that the video stands out, or the video is unique in my personal perspective, because I've created those transitions in camera. And the way you can nail the in-camera transitions is by planning. Before you start shooting, you need to have a plan. When are you going to insert these transitions into your videos, or when are you going to move your camera as you're shooting? So you need to first plan, and once you create in-camera transition, your viewers will see it, but they will still have those questions in their mind on how you created those transitions. So you need to be creative to have a cinematic videos, and one way you can be creative is to create in-camera transitions, and like it, they will take your videos from one level to another. It's important that you focus on emotions. When you're shooting videos, If it is an event video, there is going to be a point when people are screaming when the artist is on stage. If it's a wedding, there is going to be a point when someone is crying during the point of vows. And if it is any other events, there are times when people are going to unveil these emotions out of them. Either someone is going to laugh, either someone is going to cry, or someone is going to be extremely happy, depending on what is taking place. You as the videographer or the filmmaker, you need to scout for these emotions. When you capture a number of emotions and you put them into your final video, your video is going to stand out from the many videos that people are creating, all from the many videos you have been creating. So next time when you get that shoot, try as much as possible that you look for emotions, and once you're editing the final video, add those clips into that video. You'll see how your audiences will be amazed and how that video is going to stand out from the many videos you have been creating that lack emotion. This is a trick that I use in so many videos, even these YouTube videos. Trust me, you might have seen or noticed it in the B-roll. Always have something in the foreground. This is a step that I've talked about again and again. Having something in the foreground, and then you have your focus on your subject that will put what is in the foreground blurred. But one thing this does to your shots, it gives them more depth. So try as much as possible that you get something in the foreground, and like it or not, your videos are going to look much better compared to the videos that you have been shooting without anything in the foreground. This is for the beginner videographer and beginner creatives. One mistake that most beginner videographers do is to follow trends. What you need to understand is that trends come and go, but what will stay are the videos you're creating for your client and the videos you're creating for yourself. So what you need to understand is that you need to create videos that will stay for a lifetime, and you can't do that by just following trends. Try as much as possible that your videos are not influenced by the trends that are surfacing online, but you try and follow the authenticity of your art or the authenticity of your creativeness. If you want to make cinematic and amazing videos, try as much as possible that you stay away from the trends, despite of the fact that sometimes you will need to follow the trends if you're working for a client who wants those trends and a client who is trying to get those likes and attention of the audience. It is important that you try as much as possible when you're creating videos, when you have room for creativity, you stay as authentic as you can in your art rather than just following trends. In photography and in videography, one of the most powerful principles to create amazing art is following a story. All is storytelling. One thing you need to understand is if you want to create amazing and cinematic videos, is to always try as much as you can to focus on the story and never to neglect the story. It doesn't make sense for you to just have clips that are edited together without an amazing story. And like it or not, in every video you are going to record in your lifetime, there is a story to tell. So make sure that you create a story, or make sure as you're recording and as you're editing, you create a story out of the footage you will have captured, and this will make your videos cinematic. Having talked about the trends, one mistake that so many people make when they are creating videos is to move the camera, to change settings while the camera is rolling. But one thing you need to understand is that videos are made in frame rates, meaning that there are so many frames for the eyes to process. When you move the camera, that means that your viewer has to be extra attentive to process all that information that is happening in front of your camera. So one advice that I give to beginner videographers is to always not move the camera, and only move the camera when it is needed, because at the end of the day, if you move the camera from right to left, from down to up, you need to be communicating something, or you need to be following your subject. But if you're not following your subject, try as much as possible that you don't move your camera, and you'll see how amazing your shots will look and how cinematic your shots will look. For people who film on weddings and all these other parties, when you're holding a camera and you're filming someone, then that person notices that you're filming him or her. Like it or not, their mood and their emotions are going to change at that particular moment. So one thing that I usually do when I'm filming audiences, I try as much as possible to have a long lens, and I usually be far away from the people so that I can film people when they don't notice it that there is a camera recording them. What this does for me, it makes people to unveil their emotions freely, but also it puts the people that I'm recording in position of them being free as much as possible. There, I'm able to capture memorable moments. There are situations when you will not have time to set up your tripod or to set up the gimbal, and all you have to capture that shot in the tightest or in the slightest seconds is your hand. So one thing you need to train yourself is to use handheld. What I usually say is handheld is king. When you're good at handheld, like it or not, you're going to get to a point when you're creating amazing shots, because with your hands you're in position to be as creative as possible, but also you're filming shots freely at any point and in any position and in any environment. So one thing you need to train yourself is to create videos while you're shooting with handheld style, but also you need to have some handheld shots in your edit, because sometimes that slight shake will make your videos better than them just being on the tripod. One thing that makes people's video look weird, and at the end of the day when they share them people will say they are not cinematic, is because people tend to be so lazy. So one thing you need to do as a creative is try as much as possible when you're filming an event or when you're filming anything, be it you're shooting a film, be it you're shooting a music video, try and move around. Try and change camera angles. Camera angles will give you a lot of shots that are not similar, but they can work together perfectly. So if you're creating a video, one way to make your videos cinematic is by shooting with multiple camera angles. Try and implement this principle into your videos and you'll see how better your videos are going to become. If you don't understand camera angles, check a video that I created about multiple camera angles, and I believe that video will teach you how you can also use and when to shoot which camera angle depending on the story you are telling. People have been bashing gimbals and all these tools that are coming up for filmmakers. But if you want to create cinematic videos, you need to be in position to know how to use the tools that are at your disposal. You need to learn how to use a gimbal and to create amazing gimbal shots. If you're not good at gimbal shots, try and look for videos online that will teach you step by step on how to use gimbals. But if you're a person who wants to create amazing and cinematic videos, try and always have a 1 or 2 gimbal shots in your edit. That one shot, all those 2 shots will make your videos cinematic and they will stand out, because not everyone out there has access to these tools that you have. Because not everyone out there has access to these tools that you have. So if you are creating a video and you have a slider and you have a gimbal, try as much as possible that you add in those 1 or 2 shots in your edit. Your videos will become 10 times better than the videos you have been creating. I talked about camera angles and establishment shots. You will get them there, but it's important that for any video you create, you try as much as possible that you get that establishment shot. Why an establishment shot is very important to your videos and it will make your videos cinematic. It's because an establishment shot will always make it easy for you to start your video and to show your viewers where what you're going to show them is happening. This is like a bonus tip. This is like an extra tip, and that is color grading is always a must. Learn color grading. If you're not good at color grading, try as much as possible that you look for LUTs that will give you a presentable look. And as time goes on with your practice, as time goes on, when you're perfecting these camera settings, as time goes on, when you're perfecting which white balance works for you as a videographer, you will see that you are nailing this thing called color grading. Editing contributes to the final product. So learn editing, and once you become good at video editing, you will start to put out cinematic videos. My name is Piusgyagenda. If this video has been useful to you, don't forget to like and subscribe to this channel. It's been a long time, but I'm trying to work on the consistency thing and principle. Otherwise, I'll see you in the next video. Peace.